This call is now being recorded.
Okay, class, good morning again to all of you. I hope you are in a good condition after Chinese New Year holiday and in a good health. Okay, so sound check already finished. I hope you all can hear me loud and clear. And then number 2, can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Also can, okay, very good, very good. So last week I asked you to finish formative practice 1.3. Is there any problem?
No.
That also no problem. Okay, very good. But if you have problem, you can always message me back privately message me, or you just ask on our Telegram group lah. And then how about the last exercise I asked you to do is on question number 5. Question number 5, chapter 1. This book, the digital module, module activity, Mesra digital book. I hope there is no question lah about our previous topic. So today we're going to continue. Our next topic for today is 1.4. Okay, the use of measuring instrument. All right, the use of what we call measuring instruments, and then its accuracy, consistency, sensitivity, and error. Okay, actually this is what we call a hands-on or practical topic, because I will give you, for example, if you come back to school, I will give you the instrument and then I will ask you to measure the object. But because of the PKP, because you are all still learning at home, so I hope you can follow me there. I hope you can follow my instruction, and then we just read it. I just explain it in theory only. Okay, right. So we have how to use the measuring instrument. Okay, previous exercise you already learned the SI unit, their name, and then their symbol. Make sure you understand that. How many physical unit, base unit, or the physical unit you must remember? How many? Anybody can give me? Okay, there are 5, right? Okay, very good. There are 5 physical unit that you need to remember. Okay, number 1 is, you give me, anybody can give me one example?
Length.
Okay, very good. You want to what we call measure the length. Okay, and then what is the SI unit for length?
Meter.
Yeah, the SI unit for length is
Meter.
meter. Small m or big M?
Small m.
Yes, very good. Small letter, meter. The SI unit for measuring the length is m. And then what is the measuring instrument? Anybody? What is the measuring instrument?
Ruler.
For measuring the length? Yes?
Ruler.
Ruler. Okay, that is the measuring instrument. That is the SI unit, and then that is the physical, what we call physical unit of the object. Okay, so I jump to next for the first topic for today. Okay, so we have already learned the physical unit of length, mass, time, temperature, and electric current. Okay, this is the what we call the basic physical unit you must remember. Okay, so in order to measure this physical unit, you must have the tool, or you must have the instrument, or you must have the what we call uh, the apparatus or the tool to measure that that what we call object. Okay, so for example, you already tell me, right? We want to measure the length of an object. We use ruler. Ruler is one of the what we call measuring instrument. And then if right here, what we call this is what we call a stopwatch, right? This one is ruler to measure the length, and then this is the stopwatch, is the measuring instrument to measure the time. Okay, so why we need to use the measuring instrument? Of course, you want to take the what we call the measurement, right? But most importantly here, measurement must be taken accurately and consistently. Okay, we go one by one. What is meaning by accuracy? What is the meaning by consistency and sensitivity here? Huh? Accuracy mean here to obtain the closest, to obtain a value ataupun nombor ataupun nilai, to obtain the value closest to the actual value. Now, this is what we call accuracy, or in the English we call it accurate. Okay, if you are using, for example, if you want to measure the length of the object, for example, I want to sorry, I want to measure the length of this book using a ruler. Okay, no matter how type, what we call the type of ruler. Maybe you have what we call a ruler that made from plastic, or maybe you have ruler that made from wood. Okay, and then there are many type of ruler, and then there are many students measure it. It suppose accuracy mean here, if all of you try to measure the same object, okay, the value, okay, the value must be closest to the actual value. Okay, maybe about if the measurement, if I measure here, the book here is about 26 centimeter. Okay, you also should be able to measure the book here also 26 centimeter. Okay, because you have the same book, right? You have the same book, you have the same object, and then you use your own ruler. Okay, it's supposed to have what we call, you're supposed to obtain the same value, the closest value at maybe 26 centimeter. This is what it means by accuracy. Okay, number two, consistency. Give the same reading, repeated measurement. This is consistency. You cannot have a measuring instrument that is have what we call an error, because it will what we call make the measurement of your object is not correct. Okay, this is what we call by consistency. Okay, you use the same object, although it has different ruler, it must have the same reading. Okay, this is what we call by consistency. And then sensitivity. What is the sensitivity meaning? To detect a small change in measurement quantity. Okay, I will go through this later, because maybe sensitivity mean if you want to measure the object more accurately, maybe in what, in millimeter, not in centimeter, right? After the centimeter is millimeter, right? So 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeter, and then 1 millimeter equal to what? That is what we call by sensitivity, the value, the smallest value. We need to use what we call more precise measuring tools. Yeah? This must be take into account or take into consideration before you can use the measuring instrument. Okay, it must be accurate, and then your reading must be consistent. Okay, all the time, no matter how many people use it, you must be measure it accurately, right? So we go one by one. Okay, the use of right measuring instrument. So the first one is we want to measure the length. Okay, we want to measure the length. The SI unit for length, like usual, we already know that is meter, and then can also be measured in millimeter, centimeter, and kilometer. Okay, 1 meter. 1 meter equal to how many centimeter, class? You must understand the conversion, yeah. Okay, you must understand the conversion first. So 1 meter equal to how many centimeter? Anybody?
100.
Yes, correct. Thank you. You must understand the conversion, yeah. 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. Okay, and then if you already understand or memorize the conversion, yeah, and then you can do the conversion with no problem. Okay, how about 1 centimeter equal to how many millimeter?
10.
10 millimeter, right? Very good. 1 centimeter equal to 1 millimeter. Okay, and then 1,000 meter equal to 1 kilometer. You must understand the conversion first. There are the table you need to understand. Yeah? All right. So what are the measurement instrument you need to use in order to measure the length? Or you use ruler or you use measuring tape. Okay, and then maybe here, like here, the smallest scale value is about 1 centimeter lah. Most of the ruler or measuring tape, the smallest value can count until up to 1 millimeter small. Yeah. Okay. So next one is what we call by parallax error. Okay, what is parallax error? Okay, you must understand this. Wrong positioning of the eyes when taking measurement. This is parallax error. Yeah? Okay, I will zoom in the picture for you to understand this. Okay, right. So can you see the picture here? 450. Okay. Also same lah, same image on your textbook. Okay. How to prevent a parallax error? You must remember, parallax error is the mistake that you do when you're taking a measurement, because there are wrong positioning of the eye. Okay. This is you must be parallel. If you want to take the measurement, for example, you want to take the length of the pencil here by using a ruler, you must what we call look at the measurement parallel to the unit here, parallel to the ruler here. So what is the correct way to take the measurement? Correct way to look and measure the object is by looking parallel. Okay, we call it by looking at parallel to the scale of the ruler. So at the center, this position of the eye at the center here is a correct measurement. This is the correct measurement. Okay, do not look at it in 45-degree angle here, right here. This is not the correct way. This is not the correct way. Okay. If you try to measure the pencil by the first eye here, you look at the first eye, the eye number 1 here. Can you see it? So what the value would be? Anybody? The first one here. What are the measurement?
6.3.
Okay, it will be very good. It will be, the measure will be 6.3. It is not accurate. This is what we call parallax error. Okay, then if you look at the position of the eye number 2 here, so what it will be? What is the measurement for number 2?
5.8.
Yes. Huh? 5 point?
7.
Yes, 5.7, right. So the measurement in number 2 is 5 point, sorry, 5.7 centimeter, right? And then for the measurement number 1, it is about 6.3. Okay, so this is not what we call small error. Yeah? This is a very big error. We call it parallax error because of the positioning of your eye. It's not parallel to the scale. Okay, so the correct measurement here is number 3. Okay, number 3, because your eye is parallel, it is how many centimeter? It must 6.0 lah, or 6 centimeter. This is the correct measurement. Okay, can you understand the parallax error and its meaning?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, we continue. Okay, parallax error is what we call in any measuring instrument that has the scale, not just a ruler, not just a ruler. So we go to the next one. For example, here, the next one, the next object we want to measure is to measure the mass here. Okay, what are the SI unit? The SI unit is kilogram, and then the mass, you want to measure the quantity of matter. Okay, in an object. Okay, we call it measuring mass, and then the unit is kilogram, and then the name of the instrument. Number 1, you must understand lever, balance. Number 2, triple beams balance. Okay, these are the instrument you need to remember in order to measure the mass, right? So maybe on the question paper examination, we'll show you the picture. Maybe later on, yeah, show you the picture, and then you must are able to identify the name of the instrument. Okay, lever balance, and then the triple beams balance. Okay, there is a scale here. Yeah, the picture is broken. Yeah, when I try to zoom in. Yeah, but later on I will try to take the clearer picture. Yeah, there is a scale here also. Yeah, there is a scale here from 0 to 1,000 gram. Okay, and then like usual, for measuring mass, also you need to take care or notice about the parallax error also. Yeah, so you must take the what we call the reading. Okay, the scale is parallel to the eye. Okay, this also what we call subject to what we call the level balance and triple beams balance here. This also a triple beams balance here also has the scale here. So you must be careful by when you are taking the measurement using this instrument. Huh? Please beware of what we call the parallax error. Right? Okay, next one. Next one is we want to measure the time. So you want to, the unit is second, and then also you remember the other conversion to minute, hour, and days. This one I will not. You already know about it. So what is the measuring instrument? What is the measuring instrument for time? We call it a stopwatch. Okay, this is the stopwatch. Right, when you push this, and then the needle here will moving according to the how many seconds, how many minutes, and then how many hour, days, and maybe years and week. Okay, this is what the instrument that you need to measure the time. Okay, next one. How about you want to measure the temperature? You measure the temperature. SI unit is Kelvin, but we use in Malaysia, we use Celsius. Okay, there are many others unit of temperature, but SI unit Kelvin. We use temperature. Can you tell me what are the temperature? What is the unit used in America, in USA? Anybody? The temperature. We are using Celsius, but in others country, okay, in particular, maybe if you go to United States of America, in America they use Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit with capital F, okay, Fahrenheit F, but in Malaysia we use Celsius, okay, degrees Celsius, but the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, okay. So there is a conversion lah, yeah. You try to search on the net the conversion, yeah. So 1 degree Celsius equal to how many Kelvin or how many Fahrenheit? You can search for yourself on the Google, on the internet, the conversion. But we use Celsius. Okay, we use Celsius. Okay, so what is the measuring tool? Number one, we have laboratory thermometer, and then we have the clinical thermometer. Okay, this is the what we call how to measure the temperature, right? A laboratory thermometer can be used to measure temperature with accuracy of 1 centimeter. And then also the clinical thermometer, this one is the older one lah. If I still remember when I go to the clinic for check if I got fever or no, they are using the clinical thermometer, very short one, and then they put under the tongue. Okay, I don't know lah whether the doctor use that anymore, but it is the most accurate way to what we call to measure the body temperature by using clinical thermometer here. They clean the thermometer just about this long. All right, and then you use the thermometer, and then they put under the tongue for about 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then they will take the measurement of the body temperature accurately by using clinical thermometer. Okay, but nowadays, if you go to the shop or you go out to restaurant, there is the what we call the electronic one, right? Like the gun, like the pistol one. The scan to your forehead, right? This one also accurate. Later on, we go to see that. Okay. So next one is measuring electric current. So how to electric current is ampere. Yeah, you still remember what is the unit? The unit is ampere, and the symbol is big capital A. All right. And then what is the measuring device? The measuring device to measure the electric current we call ammeter. Okay, this is ammeter. Right. So you have also here a parallax error because it has scale. What is parallax error? Still remember? Because the positioning of your eye is not parallel to the scale. Maybe you have a tilt a bit of your head, about 45 degree or more, or whatever lah the angle, right? Okay, so you need to look at the scale parallel to avoid parallax error. And then also when you use a ammeter, there is what we call a systematic error, or what we call a zero error. Okay, zero error, before you take the measurement, okay, there is the positioning of the needle before you take the measurement. Yeah, the positioning of the position of the arrow must be at zero value here. Okay, for example here, sorry, okay, this one, right? If the position of the needle here, is more than zero, like this one, we call it positive zero error. Okay, right? And then if the position of the, where is the, right, if the position of the what we call the arrow or the needles on the ammeter is less than 0, this is what we call negative 0 error. Okay, negative 0 error and positive 0 error. Positive 0 error meaning that the needle is more than 0. Okay, negative 0 error before you take the measurement lah, ya. Because when you take the measurement, the needle will go up, whether it go to 2 ampere, 1 ampere or 3 ampere. The needle will move when you take the measurement. Huh? So you must modify, or you must what we call you must adjust the error until the needle pointed to the 0 value. Then you have what we call free error lah, because there is no 0 error. Okay, if you see here, there is a adjustment actually. This one. There is on the ammeter we have what we call a 0 button or 0 adjustment button here. Okay, by using a screwdriver, you can adjust the needle. Okay, to if the ammeter have negative 0 or positive 0, you can adjust by the what we call the button here, what we call a 0 adjustment button, until the needle pointed directly to exactly pointed at the 0 value. So if the needle here pointed at 0, so it has no systematic error. Okay, but if the error negative or positive 0 error, so you need to adjust it. You need to adjust according to the what we call 0 value, the 0 number. Okay, can you understand this?
Yes.
Boleh faham tak ini? Okay, because I need to, actually when normally if normal condition, you are all be in the lab and then we are all doing the practical. Okay, I will give you ammeter, I will give you the what we call the stopwatch and whatever, because very very hard for me also to explain to you without the actual instrument. Okay, it's very hard to me, but never mind lah. We try to cope with the situation. I don't know lah whether I hope you can come to school lah, because to do all of this activity, there is many activity in science actually, so you can bear with me lah. Cannot very hard for me also and for you. Right, so we continue. F, measuring the volume of water. All right, what is the measuring instrument? Either you use measuring cylinder, and then like usual, if you use measuring cylinder, also we have parallax error. You must avoid parallax error. What is the parallax error? The positioning of the eye. Okay, again, you must watch or you must see in order to measure the level of water here, parallel to the scale of the measuring cylinder here. Okay, it is not 11 milliliter, it is not 13 milliliter. If you watch carefully, actually the actual what we call measurement is 12 milliliter. Okay, you must watch it here at the center of the water here, not here. I will zoom in a bit. This one, you must measure it in the meniscus. This is what we call a meniscus. You cannot measure it here. Here. This is not the correct way. This is not the correct way to measure measure to take the reading. You must in the X1 here. This one is the correct way. At the center of the what we call the surface or the level of the water. Okay. Is it okay here?
Yes.
Any problem? Okay. This is the right way to take a reading of water. Or you want to take the reading volume of water or liquid. Okay. Okay. Never mind. So next one, this is the last one for the topic for today. We also have what we call measuring instrument with higher accuracy. Okay. If you want to, for example, to take the measurement of this book, the thickness of this book, for example, you want to measure the thickness of this book, you cannot simply use regular ruler. You cannot just use ruler. So you need higher accuracy measuring tool, okay, in order to take the reading here. So what are the reading? We use what we call a vernier caliper. Okay, vernier caliper. Caliper is like this. This is what we call a caliper. We have two what we call gap here. That is just like a crocodile mouth here, right? We have two gap here, and then we want to measure the what we call the thickness or the outer diameter here. We want to take the what we call the measurement here. The measurement, right? The thickness of the object, to measure the thickness or the outer diameter or inner diameter or depth of the object. Why we call it higher accuracy? Because it can read up to 0.01 centimeter or 0.1 millimeter, 0.1 millimeter. If you use a regular ruler, ordinary ruler, just up to 1 millimeter. You cannot measure less than that. But by using a vernier caliper, you can measure the thickness, the length up to 0.1 millimeter accuracy. Okay, the smallest what we call thickness you can measure, right? So vernier caliper much more accurate to a ruler, okay, because it can measure up to 0.1 millimeter. Okay. So later on, I will try to give you some instruction how to read it. This one I will skip this. Later on, I will give you some video in how to read how to use the vernier caliper. Right? This one never mind. Customer not accurate, for example. You must actually we must take the ruler and then do it for yourself in order to more understand. I cannot just simply explain to you through the video. Okay, I will try to skip this. I will find a way in order to try for you to understand the what we call how to measure using vernier caliper. Okay, never mind. So then second one, the second the second measuring instrument is what we call micrometer screw gauge. Also, it can be used to measure more accurately the length of the object up to 0.01 millimeter. This one is more accurate, or 0.001 centimeter. Okay, we have anvil here, spindle, and vernier scale here. Very, very what we call accurate, because maybe you want to you want to measure the thickness of the paper or the hair, you can use micrometer screw micrometer screw gauge, sorry, G-A-U-G-E, micrometer screw gauge, right? Up to 0.01 millimeter accuracy. You cannot use it by using ordinary ruler. Okay. Now this one also I will skip this. I will explain to you later about this. How to use the what we call the gauge here, right? Okay. Next one. So this is more advanced caliper because you no need to look at the scale. It already give you the value here. This one is more accurate and then more fast. You no need to look at the scale. It already give you the value here. This is one is what we call a digital, not the analog. The first one is analog because you need to read the scale. This one no need because already give you the number here. Right, so this is more precise, more accurate measuring instrument. Okay, this one is digital microvernier and then digital micrometer screw gauge. Right. Okay, next one, to measuring mass. Also, you can use a digital electronics balance. Okay, already directly give you what is the mass of the object, 100 gram. 200 gram, and then maybe can also give you the smallest one, maybe from 0.00 gram, for example, using a digital electronic balance. Okay, next one, to measuring time, we have also digital stopwatch. Directly give you the time or the second or the minute here. Okay, measuring temperature, of course, you are using a digital thermometer. You look here, 36.6 degrees Celsius. Okay, you no need to look at the scale lah, right? Already give you the number here. Okay, and then if you go to the what we call you go to the restaurant or you go out, there is a temperature scanner that scan for your temperature at your forehead, right? That's also very accurate. Okay, so what is the normal temperature? Normal body temperature is about 30. Anybody can tell me? 30. 7 point what? Is if normal body temperature? 37.5, right? Okay. If the scanner maybe detect 37.8 or 37.7, the scanner will be allowed, meaning that you have a slight fever, right? This is the digital thermometer, most accurate one, right? And then this is digital ammeter. It can measure up to 0.01 accuracy, ammeter accuracy, and then it can give you directly the number, the value of the what we call the value of the unit directly. So this is more precise, more accurate, and more sensitive. Okay, right? Any question? No question, huh? Make sure you can understand this. Okay. What happened here? Hang. Okay. Okay, how to minimize systematic error and random error. Systematic error, if you still remember, is the zero error. We call it a zero error. So you need to adjust the what we call adjustment button on the instrument. Okay. For example, the needle need to be at the 0, right? And then random error, we call it parallax error. Parallax error is the positioning of the eye, the carelessness of the observer when taking the reading, and then the wrong technique. Random error is usually on the person, the error from the person. Systematic error usually is the error from the instrument itself. From the instrument itself, it has error. So random error is from the person or from the people who try to take the measurement, right? So how to overcome this? For systematic error, conduct experiment with caution and then repeat the experiment using different measurement instrument. Okay, and then for random error, take a few reading of measurement and take the average reading. Okay, you know what is average? Meaning that maybe you can take the same reading, you take the same reading 3 times, and then you total sum up all the readings, and then you divide it by 3. Okay, you cannot just take one measurement. Maybe you can take more than one measurement, maybe 3 measurement. Okay, for example, you want to measure the length of the thickness, sorry, the thickness of the book here. Maybe you can take more than 3, but usually 3 lah, usually 3. You take 3 measurement and then you average it. All right, and then to reduce the impact of parallel error, observer's eyes should be perpendicular to the scale reading. And this is how to avoid the error. What error? Random error and then systematic error. Okay, systematic error. Because not all not all instruments are perfect. Some maybe got some error, including the digital one. You know, some the digital one, the what we call the heat gun, not heat gun, the thermometer, right? If I use the one thermometer scanner, 36, but if I use another one, 35. Sometimes you got error. Sometimes you got error. So you must take average, maybe more than 1 or maybe 2 or maybe 3 times you take the what we call the measurement and then try to average it. Right? Okay. Making an estimation before taking an actual measurement. Estimation. What is meaning by estimation? Estimation. Estimation, you just try to guess what is the what we call the length before taking the actual measurement. Estimate may be not correct. Maybe my estimation, for example, this book for example, maybe I estimate by just looking at it. Just by looking at it, maybe I estimate it is about 30 centimeter. Okay, 30 centimeter. Right? So in order to how to measure it correctly, after you do estimation, you take the ruler and then you take the measurement. But before that, you maybe need to do some estimation also. For example, here, the estimating the length of the table, you can use pencil here, right? You can use pencil. So what is the estimation of the table? Okay, the length of the table is for what? For pencil. So this is what we call by estimation. All right. Okay. 150. So if one of the pencil, if the pencil here, if the pencil length is 5 centimeter, okay, if the pencil length is 5 centimeter, so what it would be by what is the total length of the table here? If one pencil 5 centimeter length, so what is the total length for the table?
20 centimeter.
It's about 20. Yes, 20 centimeter. This is what we call estimation. Yeah. Okay. All right. How to estimate the area? All right. The SI unit of area is meter square. Meter square. All right. So you want because you how to take the measurement? Length, you multiply length with the width here. So you got the area, right? So how to, if the regular object, very easy. If regular object, you can do the calculation for the area very easy. For example, if the square here 2 centimeter at the height, the length is 2 centimeter, and then the width is 3 centimeter. So what's the area for the object here? What's the area? The square, it should be 6 centimeter square, right? This one is very easy because this is, we want to take the area for regular shape. Regular shape, you got the formula, right? You still remember how to take the area if the square, not square, the round or the circle or the other regular object, you still remember, right? In mathematics, dalam matematik sudah belajar area. Alright. How to take measurement if the object is irregular? Irregular mean not the size or the shape of the object is not regular. For example, leaf here. The leaf here is not regular object or irregular object. You can do by, you can use graph paper method, because in graph paper method, 1 square here is 1 by 1 centimeter. All right, or 1 square here is actually, okay, 1 square here is actually 1 centimeter square. 1 centimeter square. All right, so if you use graph paper, you just stick the area inside the leaf here, and then you count all the available space here. For example, here is how many? The area of the shape here is about 23 centimeter square. How do you get 20 centimeter square? Because you count all this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So you have here 23 centimeter square of area. How about this area? You can see here, is it included or not in your count here? It is not included because maybe it is less than half. Here also maybe you do not need to include lah, because only half. Less than half. The area cover for 1 centimeter square here is less than half. Here also you no need to count, because maybe the area half than what we call half the area of 1 centimeter square. Okay, this is just estimation. Estimation. All right. So next one, estimating the mass. Of course, you can use the method here, and also estimating the object, estimating the volume by using a water displacement method here. If regular shape, you can just find the volume by multiplying the height, the width, and the length. So you have here 64 centimeter cubic. 3 here is what we call cubic, right? And then if irregular object, if you want to measure the volume of the irregular object, you can use a water displacement method. Okay, for example, you want to measure the stone here, you want to measure the volume of the stone, right? You can drop it into the measuring cylinder. You take the first measurement minus the second measurement, and then you have the volume of the stone here is about 8 centimeter cubic. Okay, because it will displace, right? The stone here will displace the water, and then the water level will increase. So you just minus 23 minus by 15 centimeter cubic initial measurement minus the final measurement, so you get the volume of irregular sheet. Okay, any problem?
No.
No.
Okay, okay, very good. If you have any problem, you can ask me later. Huh? So the homework for today, you do formative practice 1.4. Wait, you try to do formative practice 1.4. Okay, and then for question number, for question number 2, if you have a graph paper, you can try to estimate the area of your own hand. Can you do it for me? Do you have the graph paper at home? Do you have graph paper at home?
No. No.
No graph paper. Okay, if got no graph paper, I think the mathematic notebook also you can use lah. You know, yang buku latihan matematik, the square one, the square book. You can use that paper as well. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you try to do the formative practice 1.4 first. Kamu cuba buat ini dahulu, and then if you have any problem, you can ask me. Okay? Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, never mind. Right. So, for your master digital book, okay, class, you have no problem, no question. So we end our class for today now. So thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your focus. So we see you again on, when is our next class? When is our next class?
Thursday.
On
Thursday.
Thursday, right? Okay. Okay, we will be seeing you again on Thursday. Okay, so you can leave the class now. Thank you for your cooperation. We see you on Thursday. Okay, bye bye. I will give you the exercise later, on the Telegram group. Right? Okay, bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.